India is one of the fastest growing aviation markets in the world, and two airlines stand at the center of it. One is India's historic flag carrier, with nearly a century of history behind it. The other was founded just 20 years ago and has grown into the country's dominant airline. Air India and IndiGo are very different airlines. One is rebuilding itself as a premium global carrier. The other has built its success around low fares, efficiency, and an enormous domestic network. So how did these two airlines become so different? And what is it actually like to fly with each one? Let's take a closer look. Air India's story goes all the way back to 1932, when J.R.D. Tata founded Tata Airlines. It eventually became Air India, and after India's independence, the airline became the country's national carrier. For decades, Air India connected India with the rest of the world, and became known for its distinctive Maharaja branding and international service. But over time, the airline struggled with increasing competition, an aging fleet, and financial problems. Then, in 2022, the Tata Group bought Air India back from the Indian government. Since then, the airline has been undergoing one of the biggest transformations in its history. IndiGo's story is much newer. It was founded in 2006 with a very different idea. Instead of creating a traditional full-service airline, IndiGo focused on keeping operations simple, keeping fares competitive, and connecting as many destinations as possible. That strategy turned IndiGo into India's largest airline. And today, the two airlines are moving in very different directions. The biggest difference between Air India and IndiGo is the type of airline they are. IndiGo is primarily a low-cost carrier. Its basic philosophy is simple: keep the aircraft flying, keep the operation efficient, and offer passengers competitive fares. The basic ticket gets you from one destination to another, while things like extra baggage, seat selection, and food can come at an additional cost. Air India operates as a full-service airline. That means the ticket can include more of the traditional airline experience, depending on the fare and cabin. Passengers can choose between economy, premium economy, and business class, with some aircraft also offering first class. And Air India is increasingly focused on making its premium cabins a major part of its identity. So even before you get on the aircraft, you're already looking at two very different products. Now let's look at the aircraft. IndiGo's fleet is heavily centered around the Airbus A320 family. You'll find the A320, A320neo, and A321neo operating throughout its network. The airline also operates ATR-72 turboprops on regional routes. This common fleet strategy is one of the key parts of IndiGo's operation. But IndiGo is also moving toward longer-range flying. The Airbus A321XLR will allow the airline to operate routes that are much longer than the typical domestic flights it's known for. Air India's fleet looks very different. It also operates the Airbus A320 family, particularly for domestic and shorter international routes. But then there are its wide-body aircraft, the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, the Boeing 777, and the Airbus A350. These aircraft are designed for long-haul international flights, and the A350 in particular has become an important symbol of the new Air India. Modern aircraft, modern interiors, and a much more premium image. If you look at India's domestic aviation market, IndiGo is impossible to ignore. The airline has built an enormous network across the country. From major cities like Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad, and Kolkata, to smaller cities and regional destinations. The sheer number of flights operated by IndiGo gives passengers a huge number of options. And this is where its low-cost model makes sense. India is enormous. There are hundreds of millions of potential air travelers, and many passengers simply want a convenient and affordable way to get from one city to another. IndiGo has built its entire operation around that demand. Air India also has a major domestic network, but its strategy is broader. It's not just trying to connect Indian cities. It's trying to use India as a gateway to the rest of the world. And that's where things become much more interesting. For decades, passengers traveling internationally from India have often connected through major aviation hubs: Dubai, Singapore, Istanbul. Air India wants to capture more of that traffic. Instead of sending passengers through another country, the airline wants to offer more direct connections from India to major destinations around the world. That's why its wide-body fleet is so important. The Boeing 787 and Airbus A350 can fly long distances while carrying large numbers of passengers. And Air India's huge aircraft orders are designed to give the airline the capacity to expand internationally. But IndiGo isn't staying purely domestic either. The airline has been expanding its international network and is using aircraft such as the A321XLR to reach destinations farther from India. It even experimented with the Boeing 787 Dreamliner, with operations through a damp lease agreement with Norse Atlantic Airways in 2025. However, IndiGo decided to phase out the agreement due to airspace constraints and geopolitical challenges. So while Air India is trying to become a major long-haul airline, IndiGo is gradually pushing its low-cost model beyond India's borders. Now let's talk about what most passengers actually experience. Economy class. On IndiGo, the experience is built around simplicity. You're getting a relatively straightforward economy product, designed primarily around transportation. The airline isn't trying to create the same premium experience as a traditional full-service carrier. Instead, the appeal is the network and the price. Air India's economy experience is different. The airline is trying to modernize its cabins, particularly on its newer aircraft. Passengers can find larger screens, updated interiors, improved seating, and a more traditional full-service experience on many international flights. But there's also an important detail. Not every Air India aircraft is identical. Because the airline is still going through its transformation, passengers can encounter older aircraft alongside much newer planes. That means the experience can vary depending on which aircraft you're flying. And that is something Air India is working to change. Premium economy is another major difference. Air India has been expanding its premium economy offering as part of its attempt to compete more seriously on long-haul routes. Passengers get a wider seat and more space than standard economy, while the price is generally lower than business class. For long flights, that extra space can make a significant difference. IndiGo's traditional low-cost model doesn't revolve around a separate premium economy cabin in the same way. Instead, its focus remains on providing a straightforward economy product, with passengers able to pay for additional options depending on what they want. Again, the two airlines are selling very different ideas of what an airline journey should be. Then we get to business class. This is where Air India's transformation becomes particularly obvious. Its newer aircraft feature modern business class cabins designed for long-haul travel. On some aircraft, passengers can get lie-flat seats, direct aisle access, upgraded dining, entertainment systems, and a much more private environment. Air India's newer premium cabins are part of its attempt to compete with major international airlines. And this is important because Air India isn't just competing with other Indian airlines. It wants to compete with airlines such as Emirates, Qatar Airways, Singapore Airlines, and other major global carriers. It is important to consider that because the airline is still in the middle of its massive fleet transformation. Some aircraft are significantly older and still have older generation interiors and business class products. So you could fly Air India and have a completely different experience depending on the aircraft operating your flight. IndiGo has introduced Stretch, its new premium offering on select routes. But there's an important distinction. IndiGo Stretch isn't traditional international business class. Its a premium cabin is designed to give passengers a more comfortable experience, particularly on longer flights, while still fitting into the airline's overall business model. But as IndiGo expands internationally, the question becomes whether its product will also evolve. It's important to mention, Air India still offers first class, but it's very rare. It's mainly found on a small number of its Boeing 777 aircraft, including some aircraft that were previously operated by Etihad and are now part of Air India's fleet. So don't expect first class on most Air India flights. And then there's the airport experience. Air India has been investing heavily in lounges as part of its premium transformation. One of its most notable developments is the new Maharaja Lounge at Delhi International Airport. The lounge is designed around Air India's new premium identity. There are separate areas for different passengers, dining facilities, workspaces, relaxation areas, and premium amenities. IndiGo's approach is much simpler. Because it is primarily a low-cost carrier, airport lounges aren't at the center of its business model. Another interesting part of the comparison is reputation. Air India has one of the strongest histories of any airline in Asia. The Maharaja, the international routes, the old palace in the sky image. But that history also comes with expectations. The airline has spent years trying to overcome the reputation created during its more difficult period. The Tata Group's transformation is therefore about more than aircraft. It's about changing how passengers think about Air India. IndiGo has built a very different reputation. Its brand is strongly associated with domestic travel in India. For many passengers, IndiGo is simply the airline they see everywhere. Its massive network and frequent flights have made it an important part of everyday Indian aviation. But as IndiGo expands internationally, it will have to convince passengers that its brand can work just as well outside India. And this is where the rivalry gets really interesting. Air India is trying to rebuild itself into a major global airline. It has new aircraft arriving, new cabins, new lounges, a larger international network, and the Tata Group behind the transformation. But the airline still has a lot to prove. IndiGo starts from a very different position. It already dominates the Indian domestic market. Now it's looking outward. More international destinations, longer routes, new aircraft, and eventually, a much larger global presence. So both airlines are expanding, but they're doing it in completely different ways. So now I want to know what you think. If you had to choose between Air India and IndiGo, which one would you fly? Let me know in the comments. Because India's aviation story is changing rapidly, and these two airlines are going to be right at the center of it.